I love this game. I'm just gonna say it. If it were possible to marry a game, I'd be ring shopping and trying to figure out the best way to pop the question. Transistor absolutely knocked me back. Everything about it hit me right in the bullseye. The beautifully stylish graphics, the intriguing and well-told sci-fi story, and the involving, amazingly addictive combat system. Visually, the game is jaw-dropping. Its amazing isometric graphics are absolutely gorgeous. Seriously, I never tired of looking at this game. The futuristic design has shades of Blade Runner, Akira, and Metropolis, among others, though it never feels beholden to its artistic influences. It always feels like its own thing. Pretty much any random screenshot from this game is fit to be enlarged, framed, and hung on your wall. I'm pretty sure I could spend this entire review gushing about the visual design of this game, but I guess I should talk about some other stuff, because the other elements of Transistor are pretty damn good as well. The game's music works just as well as the visuals, with Darren Korb's evocative soundtrack doing an amazing job of further drawing you into this world. As for the story, it follows an acclaimed singer who finds herself without her voice, and with possession of a mysterious talking sword. I'm not going to say much more than that, because one of the great things about this game is the way that it just drops you into the narrative and lets you piece it together as it goes along. Some people will probably be frustrated by this, but I found the game's lack of obvious exposition and refusal to spoon-feed the story to the player to be absolutely refreshing. Of course, style and atmosphere can only go so far, so the question is, does the gameplay live up to the game's stunning presentation? Yes. The answer is yes. The combat is super fun. In a lot of games like this, the fights can occasionally feel like something to get through so you can gain experience, level up, and unlock new abilities. Not so here. It's really engaging, striking the perfect balance between being fast-paced while still allowing for healthy doses of strategy. The combat is vaguely reminiscent of the VAT system from Fallout 3, allowing you to pause the action and queue up a certain amount of moves, which your character automatically performs once you unpause. It's simple enough that it's accessible and fun right from the get-go, and complex enough that it remains fresh all the way through to the last fight. One of the more interesting things about the gameplay is the way you choose your abilities. As you level up, you unlock functions, and each one can have multiple uses. They can either serve as an active ability that you use in combat, as an upgrade to supplement one of your active abilities, or as a passive ability that can do things like increase your health or make you more powerful, among many other more interesting things. It's a fascinating system that allows for countless ways to customize your gameplay. I found myself constantly tinkering with my abilities, which went a long way towards keeping the combat feeling fresh throughout. You eventually unlock optional combat scenarios that challenge you to do things like beat a group of enemies in one turn, or survive multiple waves of enemies with a limited selection of functions. There's absolutely no obligation to do these, but they provide such varied challenges within the great combat system that you'll quickly find yourself wanting to do them all. So yes, in case it's not clear by now, I think this game is pretty much a masterpiece. It's the best game I've played so far this year, and I have a hard time believing that anything will top it. Though I guess to keep this review from being a complete love fest, I should probably offer at least one complaint. So here goes. Though I love the game's subtle storytelling style, if I had one tiny complaint about this game, is that the story can sometimes feel a bit thin and other times a bit opaque. A lot of this is by design, of course, and even when I wasn't entirely sure what was going on, I was always entranced. So really, that's such a small complaint that I need to say it in a high-pitched voice like this because this game is pretty much perfect.